Hey, it's Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette, and today we are taking a trip to the beach, and I have just a little piece of it. My fellow collaborators are painting different parts of it, and the last video in this playlist will have them all combined into one painting. I'm so excited, and if you watch the very first video in the playlist has what our assignments are, and I got the crab, so I'm going to be painting a crab. Let's get started. Alright, so here's my little sketch of my crab. I don't think I like my video in landscape because it gives you a bird's eye view of all my junk. But anyway, here's my sketch of my crab, and we're going to go from there. I didn't really feel that comfortable just starting with paint. So let's get started on him. Alright, I'm going to start with some Master's Touch Dark Titanium. We're going to use, we're going to start with our sand. I'm going to do my background first and then work on our main part, which is the crab. I'm going to use that. I'm going to grab a little bit of white in there. Just want my background to be very subtle. Nothing jumping out because I want him to just, and this is Master's Touch as well. Alright, so I'm just going to get my white and my dark titanium white on my brush, and then we will just work on this background and see if I can, and I'm going to do some kind of little X's here. I don't want to cover up my crab because I spent probably more time sketching him than I will actually painting him. So we'll get that. Again, this video is part of a collaboration playlist of artists painting, and we are doing a collaborative painting. This time we are working on a day at the beach. I'll just grab a little bit more white and we'll just keep doing that. Maybe underneath him it would be a little darker because of shadowing, so we'll do that part there. I might need a smaller brush. I usually use a big brush for my backgrounds, and I always tell people in my paint parties to not be afraid to go over the lines, but if I can't see the lines, I'm going to be in a hot mess. So let's get the white out here with the dark titanium white, and we'll just add the darker more up here, and just get around our crab a little better there. I did cover up one of his little feet, but I can still see it, I think. Just getting close in there. So I'm going to speed you up for that part. How about that? Alright, so we've got our sand, and I may touch it up some more as we go, but for now we're just going to go with that. We've got the basic gist of it, and if you watch me often, you know I like to do my frame, but just for the sake of time, I didn't do that, but I'm going to do it in white actually. So alright, let's get started on this top part. Now I'm going to use some craft paint here. This is pale blue, some acrylic paint, craft paint, multi-purpose paint. I'm just put that on my palette just a little bit, and I really, I'm going to put this on there, but I think I'm going to use it on the crab Ocean Breeze. That's a Craft Smart paint. I don't have much of it, but I want to use some of that on the crab, I think. Ooh, and not my sky, but I'm going to go ahead and dump it out because I got it up here. And then I'm going to grab my Neptune blue. Both of these, the pale blue and the Neptune, are a Nicole brand, so I'm not sure that that paint is still available, but it's just two lighter shades of blue. That's the Neptune and that's the pale blue, and of course our Ocean Breeze. Alright, so now I'm going to I'm going to use that same brush, I think, that I just used. It just only got white in it, right? And we're going to work on the sky, kind of the same way we just did the sand. Alright, so I did flip it so you could, my hand wasn't so in the way of you watching and that. And I did switch brushes, and this one was in water, so it's a little bit watered down. That's okay. It's a thinner paint anyhow. I'm just going to grab white without washing my brush, and we're going to work on pulling this on up some here. Just around the edges, pulling it out so it kind of fades into the background, or the edge of the canvas. Alright, so back to this playlist we've been talking about. I hope you will watch all the videos for this common canvas playlist. I'll grab some pale blue right here. Because everybody got something different. So even though it's a day at the beach, it's a different perspective for everybody, right? And here's what's going to happen by the time we're done. My little crab is going to have some friends on the beach. He's going to have some accessories that we might take to the beach with us. The beach too. Someone is assigned the beach. So we've got some great artists who some stepped way out of their comfort zone on this, because they don't routinely paint at all. So it's going to be a lot of fun seeing what they all have for us. So I'm going to just grab some more white, and I'm going to get this edge, because, you know, it's distressing me quite a bit that the edge isn't finished. I'm going to just do white all the way down, hoping that we don't have a blue. Alright, so here's what we have so far. We can see our little crab on there. It's got a nice little blue background here. I may bring the sky down a little bit more. I don't know. That's for another day. I do spend a lot of time on my backgrounds. But you see how it's darker in the sand right underneath him. And we may change that up a little bit with some more shading. But we've got some shading going on there. So let's get busy with our crab. Alright, I'm going to start with his underneath. And so I need a flat brush for that. Oh, that one's kind of small. Let me see here. Oops. You think you're ready and then you're not. I'm gonna get a flat brush and an angled brush. I think we'll start with this angled brush that's already got some weirdness on it. And I'm gonna use that Ocean Breeze and some white. And I think I'll probably need a little more white added to my palette here. Oh, I got a mess. Alright. This is in kind of real time. I'll speed you up for some parts, and then others will keep it a normal. Alright, so we've got the Ocean Breeze and white, and we're going to work on his undercarriage a little bit here. Now, I want to, let's see, right under here, this is going to be kind of his underside, and I had more blue on the bottom and the white on the top of my brush, so that's working well. It's the look that I was going for. So he's more blue under the further we go down. And that was a big blob, so we'll fix that. Acrylic paint is very forgiving. Thank goodness, right? This brush might still be a little too big. I'll go up in there. And then we'll work on these other little parts. Let me come over here and do this part that is the same as that one. And I'm going to grab some more of the Ocean Breeze and some white. On this my side, I might not have my colors quite right on this one. I'm going to turn it upside down because, you know, sometimes you just got to. We're going to be like this. Up here where he's indented a little bit. And just pull it on out. I got some white specks on there. So for like my paint parties, I would draw him out. He's probably a little more challenging. I don't know. We'd have to see on that one if we'd actually have him in a paint party. I draw them out, and then I give like the colors on a card and exactly where you paint. I'm just got a smaller brush, and I'm going to put some white up here higher. I mean, we could have done him all white, but I just wanted him to have a blue tint to him. This brush has been neglected and it's having troubles. I think it's looking very pretty so far. I'm going to get that down there. There we go. And then we've got like here where his joints are. I'll come in a little bit lighter right there where his leg comes out. And do the same over here. And I've got him at a little bit of an angle so they're not exactly the same on both sides. I like these light, airy colors here. Now, let's work on this part of his body. I'm just going to grab more white. I'm not cleaning my brush, though. And we're going to work on these little parts of his body in there. There we go. Go right to the line. These light colors, the craft paint, it doesn't cover up the charcoal as much, which works well if you want to see that and outline it. So I'm going to come right on up with this part up to his shell. This is still is underneath. He's showing us underneath his body a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes on these I feel like we don't need to go too fast. I mean, I can do hyperlapse on some things, but some of it, you just need the detail so you can see what's going on, right? And I did change the orientation back because I feel like, I don't know, for some reason my camera wouldn't zoom in. And I think I know why, but you know, I could be wrong. Let's grab just a tiny bit more of that blue, I think, and put right in here, up right at the edge of his shell. And then I'm going to wipe off my brush and I'm going to drag that down into the white. So it gives him a shadow up there, but and I think we might do a little bit of that as well here, adding a little bit of shadow there. And we'll add our white, pull it down again. And shadowing, really, you need your paint wet, but we don't want to do it so thick on our layers that it doesn't look good. So I hope that makes sense. We don't want it to end up being one new color. We want it to be the different colors to stand out. Words are hard. Alright, I got a little bit more of the Ocean Breeze. I'm going to go right here at his little body joints. Right there. And then I'm wiping off my brush, but not cleaning it. Grabbing some white. Not a lot of white, so I did wipe off some of it. Pulling it down. Oh, I think he's looking beautiful. I'm surprised at myself. This is my first crustacean painting. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think so far? Let me know if you like this. Something that you might try. I'd love to know. Okay, so I think we're good on that part. Now I'm going to get the under part of his legs. And I am going to grab a little bit more of the Ocean Breeze and more white this time though. So right under his front claw, I'm going to do that blue. And the same on this side. Just imagine this is the underside of his claw or leg. Interesting thing about these little crustaceans, you probably know this, they grow their legs back if they break one off. So that might explain why this one is bigger than that one. I thought that would be a good, yeah. I might have to add a little more blue right there. Got to get my fingers in it, don't I? Sometimes I can direct where it goes better. Alright, so I think we're done with that part. So now let's work on, I better put some brushes in some water. Let's get over here. And now let's work on our claws and our shell. I'm going to grab another flat brush. And this time I'm using bright red. It's another Craftsmart acrylic paint. So that. We don't need a lot of paint. I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow. Another Craftsmart paint. Bright yellow. And we've got our white already on our palette. So I'm going to just grab, I'm going to pull off, I said I want red and I don't want yellow really. We might have some highlights of those colors, but I'm going to take some of that and pull it over here to make orange. I don't always make my colors, but sometimes I just don't have the right shade. So we're just going to keep pulling that over. I think that's a good, and we could add a little bit of white in there as well. Oh, that's a good orange. And let's work on our shell. Let me turn them around again here. There we go. I just getting them. I'm just going in little bitty strokes, back like so. Turn my line, and then over here we'll do the same. Okay, so, oh, I went over his little whatever that part is. There we go. Just pull it on up. Hope you are enjoying this and you'll give it a try. They really are very interesting creatures. Love to see them on the beach running sideways. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to grab some white though. And we're going to, so I don't know that I've ever seen an orange one. Oh, I've got blue in that. Pooty pooty. It might be okay though, since it's underneath this blue. It might, I don't know. It might give him a little something different. Okay. Bring that all the way back. I'll work on that down there. Oh, it's just so, it almost looks like watercolor, huh? Almost. Almost. Alright, let's get our finger in it. Oh, I love it. Now, I think I'm going to grab that orange that we created. Just come back right through here, just a little bit. I must not be picking up any paint. What's happening? There we go. There we go. So I give it a little shade right there. Now let's get his legs done. I need to mix up some more of the yellow and red. And hey, I think we can speed this part up a little bit for you because I'm just painting legs. Yeah, I'm not sure why my camera will not switch to fast mode. We just did fast mode. So I'm going to just go ahead and paint these claws in. Let's just do our dark part. Where we want that. I'm going to grab some white. I think it's going fairly quickly anyway, huh? And just kind of shade in here on this. Now this one, his claw would come over that one. This is the moving part right here, and this part doesn't move. So let's just make that just a tiny bit darker right there, and then we'll come back in and get the claw. I think I want him a little bit darker at the end there, and then we'll make it darker on the outside like that and give it some shadow there. I'll just do this leg and then we'll try to speed it up again. I'm gonna get that joint right there and then grab some. Let's see if we, I don't know what happened if we put a little bit of red in there. Oh, I need sand right here. I'm like, what is looking wonky here? Something's looking weird. And I'm just basically filling in my drawing. I want some tiny little strokes here and getting his joints. I'm going to grab some more white. I think I even need a smaller brush. And we're going to get this part right here. That one. And then we'll get this big part of his leg. And he's got a little joint right there. Let's make that a little, well, I was going to say let's make that a little darker, but I didn't pick up the dark color. Right there. And then he's got his joint right here that's coming out of his leg. I think he's looking pretty good. So I'm going to try one more time the hyperlapse. If not, I'll just skip that part and move. Alright, so I think we've got most of it. I did use some more red over here, trying to make it darker on that back leg or side leg. Try to make some definition between the legs. Now we got to work on that sand a little bit, but we're going to let those dry a little bit more. I don't know. I like this color better on that side. It's not as noticeable in the camera as it is to me here. All right, so let's work on our little eyes up here and that little part. There's not a lot left, y'all. Not a lot left. This brush seems kind of yucky here. I've got a bunch of yucky brushes. Okay, so here's a real tiny flat brush. I'm going to use that white. It's got a little bit of blue in it, so I'm okay with that. Just going to paint those in. Good thing about acrylic paints, they're very forgiving. So when you screw up, or you think you've screwed up, things don't go as planned. They're easier to fix. Alright, so we've got that. I need to wash some brushes. Now I'll let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to get some sand back going over here with another flat brush. I'm going to grab that dark titanium white, and we're going to come in here and just add that back in there. So you see, you can adjust as you go, right? Alright, so we got that. We're almost done, y'all. Almost done. I don't want it to be too, you know, obvious. Let me get some white back in there that we added. Oh, stink. Picked up some orange there. That's a tight spot. It's a tight little spot. Okay. All right, so we've got that. Let's work on it, getting them some definition, and then I think we're about done with them. A little round brush here. I do need some black here. Let's get that. That's blue. That's yellow. None of those will do. This is just a Liquitex black acrylic paint. Maybe. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll just have to use a another craft paint. It'll be fine. Just use what you got, right? Alright, so I don't want much of that. we're gonna, I can't remember, his eyes, I think they're kind of up here, looking off to the side. Now we're going to a little tiny bit of that black right here. And that little divot that way I pushed up there. Now I'm going to take and make me a little bit of gray. Let's grab us a liner brush from back here. Let's see which one I want to use. This teeny tiniest one I have. And we'll see how that goes. I need to put some brushes in the water. Oh, why are them setting out to dry up like that? Alright, so I'm going to take, hold please. So here's what I did. I took some black and white, and a little bit of the ocean breeze to make this color. So we need to give him some definition, but I don't want it to be such a stark outline. So we're going to get that, and we're just going to outline him here randomly. I don't want it to be so harsh that it ruins our painting. And I might need a little more white. I'll do that with those. Let's give us a little something right under there. Maybe just a tiny bit up here. Now he's coming to life, isn't he? Just a little bit of an outline here and there. Not complete there. I need something right under here. I do think I'm going to add a little more white because I think it's too dark. I won't make you endure this part doing over, but it's just too dark. It's almost as bad as the the black. Right? Yep, I'll just use my palette knife to mix up paint. That's okay. Alright, so here we go. Just real lightly with the brush. I'm a little bit heavy right there, but it's okay on there too. It'll be alright. And you could actually just do, white outline. It doesn't have to be a dark outline. Right? Oh, it's so relaxing, isn't it? It's a little dark again. I got my dark going on here. So he's coming together really nicely. Alright, I'm going to finish it up. Alright, here he is. I'm still not decided if he's finished. I do need to outline his little eyeballs, don't I? But here's our little crab, and make sure you check out the entire playlist. It is linked in my description. And have fun, and don't forget to see the beauty. Ta-ta for now. Let's get that done. And then